People of the internet, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Out of the Park Baseball 17 GMO Sim commentary for the Premier League Baseball. I am F5 Penguin. You can find me all over the web at F5 Penguin. And in the last video, we did really well. I kept saying it was August, but in reality, it was June. And this is July. And man, July is rough for the Brooklyn Atlantics. We were terrible. And I don't know why, but our pitchers are not pitching again. Now, a couple things to get out of the way first. One, McCarty and Capra both out with injuries. I'm not thrilled about that. Nobody should be. On another note, our bench coach said everything was good, though, which is surprising because we keep losing. But here's something I noticed, and something that pisses me off. So, when I got this manager, he had no reputation, and everything here was green on the right, so I can control the entire strategy. And if you'll recall, when we did that, obviously it's in the numbers, we won games. I go look at this season, and this is what happened. It changed. His freaking stance on things changed. Now, I have still full control over the lineup and over two other things, but I also set lock strategy. You may lock the strategy of a new team, of every team, so that they do not change when a new manager is hired. I want to lock strategy for just my team. Why did this happen? I don't understand. And I'm a little bit ticked off about it because it's clearly affecting what we're doing on the field. So do I have to fire a manager every single time he, I guess, develops a reputation? Because it was all green, and his actual preference matches with what I'm looking for. This is what I want. Veterans, pitching, defense, speed, average, all the different things you see here with roster strategy. This is what I'm going for. But on the right, there's something going on here. Clearly, the difference this season versus last season is what you're seeing here on the right. Our strategy worked. He changed it. And now I'm a little bit ticked off about that. So now I got to go fire this manager at some point, look for a new one, and figure out what to do here. Because this isn't working. And I'm fully in belief that it's not because of anything happening with my actual players. There's a couple of bad pitching games, but overall, not the case. Here's why. We go to info. We go to July. We were 11-15. 11-15. Absolutely terrible. But one-run games, we were 8-9. So that comes down to the hitting strategy, not pulling in that extra run here and there. That comes down to the hit and run type stuff. All of those things and when to pull the starting pitchers all affect one-run games. It's in the numbers right there. So we were terrible for the month of July, and I'm a little bit pissed off about it. I'm not going to lie to you. So we need to do something to fix that. And if it comes down to firing a manager every time they grow a set and decide to change things, then that's what I'm going to do, because this is not cool. I'm like, why bother? Why bother developing a system that works for you and then have this happen? Not on the fact of, I don't understand why we're losing games. That was the past 9 seasons where I really didn't, and we figured out a formula that worked, and I put it in place, and now they're going to change it. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever thought of in my life, especially that I'm the GM. I should be able to decide this is how we're going to run things. Right? Call me crazy. So, where are we at? We're still in second place. We're 4 games back. We got a lot of work to do. Let's just go to front office and look how we're doing. We sold out almost every game so far, and there was a rough patch in the middle. Accounting-wise, still on track to make just under $500,000 in the cash bank for the year. Good to go there. I'm not too worried about it, but look at the schedule. I mean, it's riddled. It's riddled with stupid. I don't have any words for it. We lost 2 to Tallahassee, 2 to Albany, 2 to Savannah. That's Savannah freaking bananas. Okay? Needless to say, I know what the issue is, and it comes down to lack of production of runs when the games get close. Like, you lose 3-2, you lose 4-2, you lose 7-6, 5-6, 4-3, 3-1, 5-1, 2-1, 2-1. When we're putting up more than 4 to 5 runs a game, we're typically winning our games. And you can see that here. 7-3, 5-4, 8-1, 4-0, 4-1. 3-2 was a close defensive game. Same thing here. 8-2, 5-2, 6-4, 5-0. But you score under 4 or 5 runs, I think I've lost every game. Yeah, every game in the month of July that we scored less than 5 runs, we've lost, except for those 3-2 battles. So the hitting strategy is clearly the thing. And now, do I have to go in and override every single player strategy? I don't want to do that. So I'll be looking for a new manager, and that'll probably end up happening in the August unless I can figure out something here. I don't know. So I'm not hitting the panic button, but it's like I need somebody that's going to follow suit with what I designed, what I made reality. And if it can't, then I'm going to get rid of them and do something else. Like, that's what it comes down to. So looking at the numbers here, we changed up the lineup just a little bit going into the month of July. Nothing crazy, just move some things around. Excuse me. All right, so I pulled up the splits here. Go to July. Look at what we're looking at here. One of the main things I was looking at is Estrada still has a 16 ERA, but he's only pitched 2 innings. So I changed some things up, made Estrada, instead of doing long relief and emergency, just long relief. And he was doing middle relief for a while. I've been kind of just tinkering with where I want him to be, and he's just not getting enough innings pitched. That's what it comes down to. Mizzle, same thing. Garza, though, is surprisingly one of the best players on the team, and so is Thierry. And then if we look at the starters, we're actually not too bad. So we got Rubenstein and Hop underneath 3 ERA. Wilson as a secondary closer. Salazar just over. Leon just over. And then Sabala just not clicking yet. But he's still, I'm still hoping that we'll kind of get into our rhythm with Sabala. I'm not too stressed yet. He's okay. He's in good shape. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with him. It's just a rough patch. So we'll figure that out. I'm not stressed. Excuse me, coughing today. Walks per 9 are a little bit high for Kira's. I'm kind of questioning where we're at with that. But again, 7 saves, 2 blown. I got to let that ride and just assume that we're just having a couple of off innings, and that's leading. He's only pitched 9 innings, so it is what it is. So this is how it shakes out. I'm not too stressed out about the pitching. Like, we're getting shelled a couple of times, but not to the point where it's a thing I gotta change immediately. I may open up the pitch count on Hop and Salazar now that I know they're doing so well. I may just let that ride out and see what happens. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I just gotta maybe tweak the lineup a little bit, but not really go full bore there. Now, when we get into our hitting, we can kind of see where the issues lie. Just doing it by strictly average, we have most of our lineup underneath 250 and the majority of the lineup underneath 300. So the guys should be hitting. Brady hitting 200. Why is that even happening? I don't know. Perdomo should be doing a little bit better than 204. We're not getting that from him for the month of July. Philpott is getting a little bit better, but not much. Now, we can put all that aside. Here's what we did. So I got Newman and Davies every second swapping against righties. Davies-Newman on lefties. On righties, Coral now takes the third base spot. We just got to do it. Defensively, he's good. We got to let that be a thing. Philpott's playing left field because apparently Dufresne is terrible, Gutman is terrible, and he's the best in the position for that. So we're going to let Philpott play left field and see how that goes. Kind of let that ride out. But he has defensively is just fallen off. He plays 2 in left field. So we got to see how that's going to turn out. I don't know yet. Against lefties, though, he's not even in the picture, right? Or I'm sorry. Philpott plays third base. Gutman is playing left field. He wasn't in the picture against righties. If the manager said he was going to play left field, I'm kind of just letting that see how that goes for a couple of games. I don't know if it's going to be anything good. If it turns out that it's not, I'll just put Philpott in relief efforts, in substitutions, and kind of let him ride out on the bench. I think he'll understand overall, but we'll see. I'm hesitant about hitting. So we can see obviously our hitting's not working, so we're gonna have to shake some things up. Once we get Capra and McCarty back, I think that'll kind of level itself back off. But we definitely prove here that we do need a couple more hitters, and we couldn't rely on our laurels of the guys we had. It's just not working. So Got to change some things up hitting wise, and I think that'll help us push over the edge of going 8-9 in 1-run games and 0-1 in extra inning games, and turn that into 4-1, 5-0. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about how to change what we want to do here. I don't know. It's tough because I expected Ohala to do a little bit better, get a little bit more playing time, and he's not. He's kind of reduced on the playing time. I got to change that. So I made that change there below. And then Brady's not hitting, and I can't figure out why overall he's just not doing well. 191 for July is clearly not going to cut it as a leadoff switch hitter. I need more than that, right? So, Dufresne, he's still young, so I'm not stressing about him about not being so good yet because I know he's still learning positions. At 22, he's got a lot of room to grow. He's got to get up to a 4 in contact. I got to get that power up. That's what I'm working on, and hopefully the eye kind of levels itself off. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot to look at with him. We should be winning, but we're kind of we're not in a rebuild, but we're in a weird cycle of we need players in and we just don't have the backup depth to really get by. You look at the AAA and we're 12-25, and you can see just a lot of the players aren't ready to go. We don't have a lot of talent. I might have to just do a whole wipe again, bring up some players, kill the rest of them, and go from there. They're getting older, and there's no room for them. Like, it's just not working out. So we have to make some cuts here. Definitely trade some players maybe for some picks or something. I don't know. We're going to have to do some cleaning either in the offseason or before the trade deadline, probably in the offseason, of some of these minor league guys to make room, cut who we don't need, clear it out, and then move up all these guys who are ready and are younger in Double A, and I think that's going to be better for us. If we look at our Double A record, 23-14, our Double A always does quite well. So I think that's where we lack is we stunted the growth of some of our positions in Triple A, and it equated to not having the depth in the major league. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I do know that Kirks comes back in a little bit. So does Capra and McCarty. So I'll bring them back in the next video. And then we have a couple of injuries with our stars, our prospects, not our stars, our prospects in the minors, but we're accounting for that as well. So I'll leave this right here at the main screen where you can kind of see where we rank and where we sit in relation to the league versus us. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe to this video. I hope you're enjoying the series. Leave your comments below. Link in the description box below as well for the Premier League Baseball website. You can check a look at what's going on and who's hot, who's not, and all that stuff around the league. Of course, I'm F5Penguin. You can tweet me on Twitter at F5Penguin or F5Penguin all over the web. And this was Out of the Park Baseball 17 GMO'd sim commentary for the Premier League Baseball and the Brooklyn Atlantics. I'll see you in the next video where we win, or I'll kill one of my managers. Just the one manager, because there's not more than one.